doing? My name is Rick Melditz, and I work at a school of medicine, and they have all different kinds of equipment. Microscope slides and everything like that have now been digitized, but they still have some old microscopes. Now these ones have been fitted with a camera. There's a Nikon camera, and then it goes to a monitor here. What we're going to do is we're going to play around with it, and hopefully I'll be able to show you these shots that I'm working with. Now I do have, one of the things I did do is I went and bought one of those snake cameras, this guy right here, and it's hooked up to this big 4K monitor right now. But I was going to use this sort of as a macro shot, basically to get an idea of what we're looking at. This is a printed millimeter scale, so it's up to 30 millimeters right here. And so what I did is I took that same print and I just printed out just a slight piece of paper. So if we were to look at this with this microscope, it basically has a fixed lens. And so if I bring it down over top here, you can see on the monitor that's backwards, but if you take a shot, it will be in focus, or it will be the right way. Now I'm going to put it on my microscope, and we're going to start to be able to see it here. And now I can bring it up. I'm going to choose this view. So this is, we're looking at the 1 millimeter, and sort of change the orientation a little bit. There we go. So each one of those, this is a millimeter, this is a millimeter. Now, what is a millimeter? Is it in the center of the black lines? That's what I think. But anyway, that is millimeter scale on here. And if we use the, I'm going to get my glasses here. There we go. If we use the focus ring, or we can actually see the texture of the paper that this was printed on. Now I'm going to go a little bit closer. So now, starting to see a little bit more of that. And basically I printed this out on a laser printer. So, and now we'll go up. I think that was 4 times the regular, and now this is up to 10 times. And now what we're seeing is 1 millimeter across that monitor there. And actually you can see the individual strands of the paper and all the dots from the laser printer, which is pretty cool. All right, so now I'm going to try something else. One of the things I did with this is I actually cleaned the lenses with this microfiber. What I'm going to do now is we're going to see what that looks like with the microfiber. Microfiber, I mean, when I look at this, I can see tiny little dots there, but I can't really see everything. So let's take a look at it with the macro. Okay, so we have that picture. I'll put that in the video. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at those fibers, and now you can sort of see the interwoven capabilities of the microfiber there. Now we're going to go up 4 times that amount, and now we can start seeing the individual strands on that microfiber. We're going to go up to 10 times now. We can see a lot more of the individual strands. Now remember, basically we're on the lens where this whole side, the whole width of this was 1 millimeter. And you can see that those strands are like, I don't know, I bet you could fit about 100 of those strands across this. So I would say that those are 100 micrometers. Which there's 1,000 micrometers in a millimeter. It's pretty amazing there. I have one of these little foam, like your number 1 kind of foam things here. If we were to look at that using this macro lens here, in this view it sort of looks like a regular sponge. So let's see what look at it underneath here. So we can see just all the different kinds of cellular structure that's on this foam, and basically this is open cell type of foam rubber. Or and now we're going to go a little bit closer. That's pretty wild, plastic at the microscopic level, but microscopes are able to get me there. So a lot of times what people do is they use you know, they have like little computer chips that you can sort of view. Now from this view on this sort of macro camera, all right, that's what that looks like. We're going to take it up here. You can sort of see those tiny little transistors. Oh wow. That looks like gold. That's a very, very tiny amount of gold. Wow. All right, let's see if we can get closer on that. All right, I'm actually going to focus in on this one. And now, we'll go up about 4 times the amount there. No idea what that is, but it looks interesting. All right, we're going to go up to 10 times the magnification. And when you get to this very fine lenses here, you have a very fine amount of focus range. This is a normal dry eraser. I put this on here, and you know, when you're looking at a dry eraser, you wipe the board with it. You never really look at the underside because that's basically it's doing the job. But on this one, if we use the little macro here, we can sort of see that it's all different kinds of strands. All right, stay still. And that's what it looks like on the big monitor. So now we're going to see what it looks like under here. So we can sort of see, interesting on these strands, that they're all sort of covered with a kind of, I don't know, like little plastic pieces. It's all different kind of colors. So we're going to dive down a little bit down in the depths here. And I wonder if, because all the hairs that are like that do they actually scrape the dry erase marker that's on the screen. All right, so now we're going to go 4 times. So you can actually see that little bits and pieces of blue, whatever, maybe that was blue, the dry erase stuff that was on there. And so basically it's still on there. And we can see red on there as well, all the way down to, who knows what that is right there, the bits and pieces of junk maybe all mixed together. All right, so we're going to go higher magnification now. And this is where the depth of field is really. All right, well, that's ordinary things. The other thing I wanted to show is that when you're looking at your phone, it has you know, a number of icons and stuff like that, and we can see it just fine. But what I wanted to show you is what it looks like underneath a microscope. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place this right here. So that's the YouTube logo on my phone, and now we're going to get a little closer. So what you're seeing essentially is how our eyes interpret the dots on the camera. This is a LED pattern here. It's interesting that it's like that there, but on the screen it's facing up and down. So like if we turn this back over here on the side, so that is the edge of the YouTube logo. I'm going to bring it over here to the red, where the red is more dominant. But you can see that actually the blue and the green are still there, but the red is the most dominant. So, and now we're going to go higher mag. Can't go higher mag. All right. Well, anyway, that's what we can see on the on our phones. So it's pretty cool. From everything that we can't see with our human eyes, these microscopes can see much better. Now what we're going to do is take a look at my hand. What I did is I marked a spot on my hand where I have like a little cut, and I don't know how it happened, but it's just there. It's actually on one of my veins going up, so it might be moving all the time. It won't stay still. But if we take the little macro, and you can sort of see what I'm looking at here. And that's where I sort of made these little black marks so that I could sort of see or sort of localize what I was doing. So basically I just did a little blip with my marker so that we could see that. So if I put my hand, let me go back to this view here. That's the marker on my skin. Now I'm going to try to stay as still as I can. Tiny, tiny little cut. And you can see bits of skin sort of flaking up there around the wound. If we go to the next magnification there, try to focus in. Tiny little scrape. Let's see if I can get any closer. Ooh, there's a hair. A hair follicle that goes down into my skin there. And we're going to look at the hair follicle here shortly. I'm going to brush off some skin cells from my body. We're going to look at those, and we're going to look at a hair follicle. But I'm going to go ahead and set up this microscope. I've already plucked a piece of hair from my head. You can see there's a lot of dust on these lenses, but I think we still should be able to see what we need to see. There is the follicle end, which I sort of, when I pulled it out of my hair, it pulled out a lot of stuff with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the light on this so I can see more of that. So if we go to the next one, you'll see some definition there. All right, we're going to go up to 10 on there. So we can start to see some of the skin cells that were attached to my hair, which tells you basically how amazingly small skin cells are. I'm just totally amazed by this whole process. I can't believe I'm actually looking into a piece of my hair, which is almost barely visible. It makes me think how amazingly awesome our body is and how things work on the microscopic and even atomic level. It's truly amazing. Now the question, I basically just knocked off some of my forehead skin areas. Now I have one in view. The question is that one cell or is that many cells? So let's zoom in a little and take a look. We're just looking at one tiny cell. And that other one up there might be a single cell. So we are going to go a little bit closer, hopefully, and see if we can see. Let's crank up the light a little bit. Yeah. I'm thinking that's one cell. Pretty amazing. All right. So let's see if this next lens, says 50 on it. Let's see if we can get a closer on that. All right. Now let's see if we can get any closer on that. The next one is at 100. Yeah. Sweet. All right, let's see if we can get it come down a little bit. Wow. That's as far as I can get on this microscope. But what we're going to do is we're going to look on skin and using what they call a scanning EM microscope, and we'll be able to see a lot better. So we'll see you next time. I have this book called The Human Body, and this book has been so amazing. It's The Human Body Close Up by John Clancy, who is professor of anatomy, and it's a pretty amazing book. There's a section on here on the skin, and we're going to go to it right now. So we've seen a lot of these pictures on the internet that basically has this kind of diagram. But what you might not see is this. That is skin in a scanning electron microscope. That is amazing. I mean, it almost looks really fuzzy and furry and all these little dots over there. Imagine what all those little dots are. Well, we're going to look into that further and sort of see what it is. So this is a fingerprint, and there's like a little square there that basically shows it. But what this is all the individual lines of the fingerprint. And what you normally can't see on your fingerprint is the little pores that gives you, the sweat on your hands. It's pretty amazing. So we're going to look into that a little bit more, but I just want to show you some of these pictures. It's just amazing. Thanks for watching these videos. I hope that you share them, click like, and subscribe. Your encouragement on doing that will help me keep these videos going. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.